let's start with your reading, Scorpio. This is going to be a reading for Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus sign. It's a general reading, so feel free to interpret the direction of the messages as it best resonate with your own personal situation. Now, let's start by looking into where you're coming from and what you went through. These three cards will help you understand if this message is for you or not. All right, we start with the Empress, the Queen of Swords, and the Nine of Pentacles. First of all, with this Queen of Swords, I see that you have been walking away from something. Right here, we see a very strong energy that often actually I see in your readings. Right here, what's important to understand is how you're choosing to see things for what they really are and not anymore for what they could be in the future. You are potentially closing a door, and you're not just closing it, you are hammering nails into it because you do not want this to happen again. It's possible that you are closing it with somebody in particular or just an overall chapter of your life that you are completely over. You want things to change. You want things to go your way. And especially you want things to be fair to you. Lately, I've been getting this message for you that talks about justice, that talks about balance. And right here, we see how important that is for you, how important that is in your life. You clearly had a strong reaction to something that has happened. And you do not want to hear about it, you want to forget about it. And what I see is, especially right here with the Nine of Pentacles, is something that at some point did show results. Actually, right here we saw some beautiful results. You were not hallucinating, you were not imagining this whole situation around you, whereas instead nothing was happening. No, there were results. And at some point in time, they were beautiful. But I see you going from investing in this, working on this garden as you see here, to watering a dead plant, if that makes sense. You kept giving it water, you kept giving it time and care, but it was already dead. It was already gone. And maybe some of you at least have noticed this a little too late. Something was not working, but you didn't know at first there was something hidden or something that maybe at first, at least, you did not want to acknowledge. We see right here the red flags, and red flags can be around us all the time. Doesn't mean that we're actually acknowledging them and we are taking them in consideration whenever we make our decisions. And I don't blame you. I mean, this has made you feel really good at some point. There was a lot of growth. I keep seeing a lot of growth when it comes to this situation. Potentially you have built a family, or you just felt as though this was the result of hard work and you were supposed to fight for it when things maybe were not going your way. But one thing is fighting and fixing issues here and there. And another thing is instead dragging a situation that has already ended. And potentially, from what we see so far at least, that's where you were. And that's what you have done unknowingly for some of you at least. Now, let's see where you are today and what you should know about the current situation. Okay, so right here, first of all, we see another queen right underneath the Queen of Swords, and this time is the Queen of Pentacles, and she is surrounded by the Hermit and the Four of Wands. First of all, I see you being very practical about things. You're being, obviously, with this combination, You're being very honest about something to other people, but especially to yourself. It's as if you are doing everything that maybe you haven't done in the past, at least when it comes to this situation. And you are going through every single event and you're telling yourself the real story, not the one that you thought was going on back then. For you, for some reason, right now, this is important because at least when you know where you're coming from, you know how to act, you know how to move forward instead of living in the clouds and thinking that something maybe was not the way it seemed, and so you have to revisit it. No, you don't want to waste your time. You want to go forward, and this is where you are right now. You're deciding to see things for what they really are because, again, you want to move forward. You are tired of living in the past, in the clouds, as we were saying. It's not easy. It's not easy at all. I see you right here doing the right thing, but made you feel as though what you're doing right now, it's isolating you for some reason. Either it's isolating you from a group of people or from the specific person that we might have been talking about earlier, or overall isolating you from your dream, from what it was important to you at some point in time, but that right now you're trying to let go of so that you can move forward from it. And I see you determined to do this even when it hurts. And that's why you're going to be successful at this, because you know how to find the motivation and the drive, even when every fiber of your being is telling you, no, let's revisit it. Let's look into this. And some of you are aware of this need that you have from time to time to look back at this. Some other of you instead are completely unaware of it, but deep down, it's still impacting your decision making today, regardless of the fact that you know it or not. The issue I see here is that you think that in order for being successful, in order to be stable again and having this stability that maybe once you thought you had, but that you didn't really have, right now you have to detach emotionally. This is what I see you doing right now. You are deciding to approach situations and opportunities head over heart. If something is bringing uncertainties, you push it away immediately. Consciously, subconsciously, does not matter. But what I see right here with this combination, the Queen of Swords, the Hermit, the Queen of Pentacles, I see you shut down emotionally. You're thinking, never love someone so much that you're afraid to let them go. Never give anybody that sort of power. Because honestly, I don't want to end up in the same situation that I was in back then. This must have been someone really fake. Someone who turned out to be very different from who you thought they were. And right now you're thinking to yourself, you know what? Fake people do not surprise me anymore. Loyal people do. The people who I can really trust. And who are they? Where are they? It feels like right now, the more you look into the situation, the more you understand about the situation, the more you know what you want, and the less nonsense you tolerate, making you detach quickly from people and situations that are not so clear. Now, let's see where you are going next. Where are you headed, Scorpio? Let's look into the future energies. Oh my god, look at that combination. Do you see these cards? We have the Three of Swords, which might worry you at first, but we have the Lovers and we have the Six of Wands. The tables have turned. This is very strong energy right here. These are some major cards that really are showing you that you're setting up the stage for what comes next. And in fact, that's what we see right here in the Six of Wands, a stage. We see some sort of reward, success, victory. I also see obviously that there is someone else energy. There is someone else energy right here showing up. You might know about this already right now, or maybe it will come fully as a surprise. But what I see obviously with this Three of Swords is that by you reaching the success and by you having finally control over your emotions and over also the events around you, someone else is looking at you and they are regretting. This is major regret. They're thinking about you. And again, I keep feeling that regret. I keep feeling someone who wishes they could turn back time and do things right. Now, as far as you go, I don't think you care, or at least you're trying not to. There is definitely a victory. And this victory, you know what I'm getting from it? Is that it's almost like sneaking up on you. You're not expecting this to happen, especially considering where you are right now, a situation in which maybe you feel even stuck in, and then all of a sudden things turn like this. This is not something that happens often at all. But it's not even something that it happens randomly. Whatever you're doing now, it's taking you straight to success, happiness, love. This Lover's card right here is absolutely beautiful because not only it's signaling a potential strong connection coming up, but it's also signaling that you are making now the right choice. You're not choosing based on the fact that maybe you feel lonely at times. You're not choosing on the based on the fact that maybe you want to see justice and revenge. No, right here you're choosing based on the fact that you know what you deserve. You know that you love yourself and you should aim higher. Especially when it comes to connections and relationships that are not really essential. And so if you are in one, it must be because it brings something positive in your life, not because it's bringing even more struggle than life already brings to us. So right here, I do see that you are not expecting this. Something is coming in, and it's also making you see things in a completely different way. It's going to make you act in a way that really you will not recognize yourself. Now, there could be some sort of reconciliation. Actually, I do see a reconciliation, but it could be with a past person or just with a version of yourself which was more willing to believe, open up, and enjoy life without always waiting or expecting the worst. So let's keep going with this message because we see definitely something that can be life changing at this moment in time, at least something that could really change things up in a way that you deserve and in a way that it's going to make you happy. Now, what I want to do next is keep focusing on these energies and clarifying these messages. Also, I want to focus on what's coming next in order to see where you're headed and how to get there. Because don't forget, whatever you're doing right now, one thing is in particular, it's taking you here. How to make sure that you get here without missing out on this opportunity. So let's keep going with the reading and let's see what you should expect in the near and distant future. If you want to keep going with the message, Scorpio, just follow me in the extended reading. Sorry about that. Linked below in the description box. Also, don't forget that every single week, I randomly select viewers who have watched the extended video to offer them a 100% free, personal, live 30-minute to 60-minute reading. I send out emails every Monday morning to confirm. Please make sure to check out your spam folder as well. Now, stay tuned for the extended preview coming right up after this. Welcome back to your extended reading, Scorpio. The bridging energy taking us from this current situation to the upcoming events not only is the Nine of Cups, but also the Ten of Cups down here. And I don't know if you noticed when I was, and by the way, this is also important, but I'll tell you why in a second. Also, when I was closing up the previous reading, one card flew out. I don't know if you saw it. I'm gonna grab it right now. And the reason why I do that is because this is a very important card as well. Look at this major combination. You see how you're going from struggle, insecurities, and feeling stuck overall to this complete change that, again, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think you are expecting at all at this moment in time. Right now, we do see beautiful energies coming your way, but there is also a warning, something that you should know about in order to do this the right way, in order for you to really allow it in without blocking what could be. What, again, the devil right here as well. We see these cards that are definitely giving you a very clear message and something that you do not want to ignore. Now, I do see an overall improvement, but how to get there, Scorpio? Let's make sure to catch all the important messages here so that you can really get what you deserve instead of always having to settle for what you find instead. Let's start by clarifying these cards right here and let's see what you should be preparing for right now. Oh my God. What else? The Sun, we do have the Five of Cups and the Eight of Pentacles together with the Four of Cups. So now the situation is 100% clear. What we see is that